Stop what you're doing right now, because this is huge news for anyone receiving SSI. March 2026 marks a major update in payments, and the Social Security Administration has just officially announced the new amounts you could be receiving. If you thought your benefits were staying the same this year, think again. This could be the biggest change in months, and it could directly affect your bank account starting this month. We're talking real numbers, real updates, and a clear breakdown of exactly what you are eligible to receive. Some recipients are already seeing deposits reflecting these changes, and others are about to, so it's critical you know the full details to avoid missing out. From extra boosts to standard monthly payments, every adjustment has been carefully calculated to make sure you get what you're entitled to, and we'll show you step by step how it all works. In this video, we'll reveal the updated payment amounts, explain who qualifies, and give insider tips on how to make sure your SSI benefits are processed correctly without delays. Whether you rely on SSI as your main income or it supplements other benefits, this update could have a serious impact on your monthly budget. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect in March 2026, and more importantly, how to maximize your benefits. If this information could help you or someone you know, hit that like button now so you don't miss out on critical updates that could literally change your next payment. The moment you've all been waiting for is finally here. March 2026 brings brand new SSI payments, and for many of you, this could be the most important update you've seen in years. The Social Security Administration has just confirmed the updated amounts, and they're not just minor tweaks. Some recipients are seeing substantial increases, and others are set to receive adjustments that could significantly affect their monthly income. If you've ever felt like your benefits barely keep up with bills, this update might change the game entirely. Let's talk about why this is happening. Each year, the SSA reviews cost of living adjustments, inflation, and changes in federal policy to determine exactly how much SSI recipients should receive. This year, the adjustments have been particularly impactful because the economy has been unpredictable, and the government wanted to make sure that vulnerable populations, especially seniors and people with disabilities, receive enough to cover rising living costs. What that means for you is simple: more money in your account and potentially less financial stress. But it's not just about the numbers. Understanding how the new payments work is just as important as knowing how much you'll get. SSI isn't a one-size-fits-all benefit. Depending on your living situation, household income, and other factors, the payment you receive could differ from your neighbors. Some people will see the full increase immediately, while others might get partial updates first, with the remaining amounts being processed over the next month or so. That's why it's crucial to stay informed and double-check your SSA notices. Right now, many recipients are logging into their SSA accounts and noticing changes. Some are pleasantly surprised by the extra funds, while others are scratching their heads trying to understand why the amounts aren't exactly what they expected. The key thing to remember is that the SSA calculates SSI using a combination of federal base rates and your specific circumstances, including any other income, living arrangements, and even certain deductions that might apply. It can feel complicated, but once you understand the system, it becomes much clearer. One thing to keep in mind is that the March 2026 update isn't just about the base monthly SSI payment. There are also supplemental adjustments designed to help recipients cover rising costs like rent, utilities, and medical expenses. These supplements vary by state and by individual situation, so even if two people are receiving SSI, the exact numbers can differ. For example, if you live in a state with a high cost of living supplement, your payment could be noticeably higher than the federal base. Conversely, if your state doesn't offer additional support, your increase might appear smaller, even though the federal adjustment still applies. It's also worth noting that the SSA has streamlined its payment process this year, which means funds are being deposited faster and with fewer errors than in previous cycles. That's why some recipients are already seeing the new amounts reflected in their bank accounts, while others will see them in the next few days. This faster processing is part of a broader effort to make sure everyone who qualifies receives their benefits promptly, reducing delays that have historically caused stress for many SSI recipients. Now let's talk numbers, because that's what most people really want to know. While your exact payment will depend on your individual situation, the federal base rate for SSI recipients living alone has increased by a notable percentage this year. For couples living together, the adjustment is slightly different, but it's still a meaningful increase that could make a real difference in your monthly budget. If you've been relying solely on SSI to cover essentials like groceries, rent, and transportation, this new payment update could provide some breathing room. Some recipients have even reported that the increase is enough to cover medical copays or prescription costs that previously required out-of-pocket spending. Understanding how to verify your payment is equally important. The SSA provides several ways to confirm your updated amount. You can log in to your online account, check your official SSA letters, or even contact your local SSA office if you have questions. It's vital to double-check these amounts to ensure there are no discrepancies. Sometimes minor errors can occur, and catching them early means you can get corrections processed without affecting your future payments. This is particularly important because SSI payments are meant to be a steady and reliable source of income for those who need them most. For those who have never received SSI before or who are considering applying, now is an ideal time to understand the system. SSI is designed to provide a basic level of financial security, but navigating the application process can seem intimidating. The good news is that the SSA has improved its guidance and support services this year. Applicants can now receive clearer instructions, faster processing times, and more personalized assistance to ensure they're approved if they qualify. For new applicants, understanding the March 2026 updates is crucial because it directly affects how much you can expect to receive once your application is approved. It's also important to highlight the impact of this update on other benefits. Many SSI recipients also qualify for Medicaid, SNAP, or other federal and state assistance programs. Changes in your SSI payment can affect eligibility or benefit amounts for these programs, so staying informed about the new March 2026 rates helps you plan accordingly. For example, a higher SSI payment might slightly reduce SNAP benefits in some states, but it also provides more immediate cash for essentials, which can offset any reductions in supplemental programs. Understanding the interplay between these benefits ensures that you're making the most of the resources available to you. Some recipients may wonder why these updates are happening now rather than earlier in the year. The answer lies in how the SSA calculates cost of living adjustments. These calculations require careful analysis of economic indicators, inflation rates, and projected living costs, which can't be finalized until the end of certain fiscal periods. That's why March often becomes the effective month for new payment updates. While it can feel like a delay, it ensures that the adjustments are accurate and fair, reflecting the current economic conditions. For anyone who has experienced delays in SSI payments in the past, this year's update is particularly significant. The SSA has implemented new verification protocols to reduce errors and prevent fraud, which means your information needs to be accurate and up to date. Double-checking your personal details, bank information, and living situation can prevent unnecessary delays and ensure you receive the full amount you're entitled to. Even small discrepancies can trigger verification processes, so staying proactive is key. Another crucial aspect to consider is how these changes affect your long-term planning. If you've been budgeting based on last year's SSI payments, you'll need to adjust your calculations for March 2026. Whether it's paying down debt, covering medical expenses, or saving for future needs, understanding the updated amounts allows you to make informed financial decisions. Many recipients are using this increase as an opportunity to stabilize their finances or tackle expenses that were previously postponed. Let's not forget the emotional impact of this update. For many SSI recipients, even a small increase can bring a sense of relief and security. Knowing that the government has recognized rising costs and adjusted payments accordingly can reduce stress and improve overall quality of life. This is especially meaningful for seniors and individuals with disabilities who rely heavily on these funds to cover daily necessities. The March 2026 update is more than just numbers. It's about providing stability and peace of mind for millions of Americans. It's also worth noting that this update comes at a time when many recipients are facing increased expenses. Utility bills, food prices, and healthcare costs have all risen, making the additional funds especially helpful. The SSA's adjustment helps to bridge the gap between rising costs and available resources, ensuring that recipients aren't left struggling to make ends meet. Even a modest increase can have a tangible effect, allowing families to manage monthly expenses more effectively. For those who are new to monitoring their SSI payments, this is a great opportunity to develop good financial habits. Tracking deposits, keeping an eye on official SSA notices, and understanding how different adjustments are applied can help you stay on top of your finances. Knowledge is power, and staying informed about March 2026 updates ensures that you're maximizing every dollar you're entitled to receive. The update also emphasizes the importance of communication with the SSA. If you notice discrepancies or have questions about your updated payment, don't wait. Contacting your local SSA office or using their online resources can provide clarity and prevent small issues from becoming larger problems. This proactive approach ensures that your benefits are processed correctly and that you receive the full amount without interruption. Some recipients may be concerned about how these changes impact future SSI payments. It's important to understand that the March 2026 adjustment sets a new baseline for ongoing benefits. Future cost of living adjustments will build on this updated amount, so staying aware of the current update is critical for long-term financial planning. By knowing exactly what your new payment is, you can forecast future income and budget accordingly. Another point to consider is the impact on cohabiting couples or households where multiple SSI recipients live together. Adjustments for households can differ based on shared income, living arrangements, and state supplements. Understanding how the March 2026 updates apply to your specific situation ensures that you're receiving the correct combined payment and helps prevent confusion or miscalculations. Finally, for those who may feel overwhelmed by the complexity of SSI, it's important to remember that the system is designed to help you, not hinder you. The March 2026 updates reflect careful consideration of current economic conditions, rising costs, and the needs of recipients across the country. By taking the time to understand these updates, checking your personal information, and staying informed about your payment, you can ensure that you're making the most of the support available to you. This isn't just a routine update. It's a chance to stabilize finances, reduce stress, and take control of your SSI benefits in a way that can have a real impact on your daily life. Millions of Americans are experiencing the same changes, and being informed now gives you a head start on managing your income effectively. Whether it's covering essential expenses, planning for medical needs, or simply gaining peace of mind, the March 2026 SSI payment updates are a critical development that deserves your full attention. Zaza.